Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Beyond Business Conversation interview series with women who have it all. And if you're new to my work, my name is Elise N and I help spiritual entrepreneurs with their money marketing mindset so that they can get their message out there in a much bigger way, serve more clients, make good money consistently to live the rich life they deserve. So welcome to this episode, and today I have a very special guest with me. Her name is Lily, and she's also a mother and a brand new mother of three times. She has two girls, a boy, and her latest addition is only 3 months, and yet she's going after her dreams, making her life work for her. So we have no excuses why we can't. We share very similar stories. I mean, when I was pregnant my third child, I was also going after my dreams. So as mothers, we really have no excuses. And she specializes in creating beautiful websites for entrepreneurs. And she is from the Philippines and now residing in Maryland. And her husband used to be in the military, moving from place to place to place to place. And that's basically what inspired her to start a business with her sister, because her sister has a very interesting story as well. Because her boss basically made her make a choice: your family or your work. As mothers, especially, we obviously choose our family, right? I mean, who are more important to us than our children? Not even our husbands. Shh, don't tell them. But yeah, so they basically made a choice. They started a business together, helping other people, fulfilling their business dreams, and at the same time fulfilling this. So without further ado, let me introduce and warmly welcome Lily. Hi, Lily.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So why don't you tell us more about you?
Okay, so as Lee said, my name is Lily. My business is Save Your Time Biz Solutions. I own it with my twin sister. People always ask me how it is to work with my twin sister, and I say some days it's good, some days it's bad. It really just depends on the day. We work with small business owners to help them create websites that they're proud of and that will help their business grow. Um, and um, that's
All right. So tell us about the challenges you faced. You shared with me earlier on it wasn't really easy for you to start your business because your husband was traveling back and forth. So tell us, what was the journey for you to finally decide, hey, I am going to start my business, and you started when you had two children already. So what
yes.
were the challenges for you?
Actually, I started my business when I only had one child, because I've been in business for about 5 years. What my husband, when he joined the military, he was getting sent overseas back to back. So every single time he would get sent overseas, I would come back here. But when you're moving every 6 months to a year, it's extremely difficult to keep a job. And it's also extremely difficult to find a job if you have to tell people that you'll probably be leaving again in 6 months to a year, because they like people to make a longer commitment than that. So when my sister was working at her corporate job and she had that incident with her manager, that was when we decided, you know what? We have the skills, we have the drive, we will just start our own business. And at that point, we only had one kid between the two of us, and now we have four. So it is definitely a challenge. Just managing things, you have clients, but you have babies trying to come in and out of your office. But really the biggest thing is just setting boundaries, deciding I'm going to work between this time and this time every day, and just stopping work when you're supposed to stop work. And that's been, I think, the biggest thing for me and my sister to help us is just setting that time aside, knowing that we'll be productive for this many hours of the day, and the rest of the day can be spent with our families, not worrying about work, except when we have crises, in which case you work as much as you have to solve your clients' problems.
Yeah, that's a good start. So were there any challenges between you and your sister? Because most people, well, they either have good partners or they don't. So what was, were there any challenges between the two of you?
There definitely have been. I mean, my sister and I were both very strong personalities, so quite often we will disagree. And the problem is, there's only two of us. If we had a triplet, we'd have a tiebreaker, but we don't. There's only two of us, you know. So when one of us wants to go one way and the other one goes to go another, it can get difficult. My sister's husband is a graphic designer. He's actually also a part of our business. He has a day job, but he does a lot of work for us. So usually we let him be the tiebreaker. Of course, he'll more often not agree with her because he is married to her, but that's just something that I have to deal with, unfortunately. But in general, we actually get along really well because we both love what we do. We both love our clients, and that really helps because you're not stressed out like you would be sometimes with a 9-to-5 job that you don't like. We know that when we wake up every morning, we're doing something that we love to do, and that really helps. And we also know that we both make that possible. It's our talents combined that make it possible. So we put up with each other as much as, as much as necessary.
So I'm curious, why did you and your sister choose to work with the WordPress specifically, and how did that decision to be a graphic designer come up for you? Were you, have you decided to start something else before it failed, didn't work out, you didn't really like it, and then decide on this? Or, this is it, I know this is it?
Actually, the funny thing is, in the very beginning starts of our business, we were doing websites just because my sister's husband also does websites.
Oh.
We kind of went away from them to start doing VA work, social media work, whatever. That didn't pan out either. And somehow we just ended up back at websites. We were actually VAs for a company, and they introduced us to WordPress. And after that, I thought it was a really good way to
So are you still doing your VA business or no longer?
No longer, no.
Okay. So what really lights you up in your business? Where do you get inspiration from? Because everyone's website is different, right?
What really lights me up is having happy clients. Like one of our clients said, your website, she lost all passion for her business. But after we helped her, she was able to grow her business. Never even could have imagined. I love seeing that. I love dreams and knowing that we help.
So we also talked about, as somebody is starting out, they may not think that having a website or investing in a website is the main thing that they need to do, right? Or even if they do, they may think, okay, I'm going to DIY this, or I'm just going to host it on the free website and see how that happens. So what are the consequences of DIYing your website and not having it professionally done? Because I know there is a huge range of investment. You can either do just a small investment and have it going, and then of course it can range to the top of the range with all the
bells and whistles,
all the things included. But at least have a decent website because it showcases you and your personality. And if you are in business, then obviously a good branding is important. So what are your opinions, and how do you feel about people DIYing their website?
Well, there's several pitfalls to that. I mean, first of all, if you create a site that doesn't look that good, that's your first impression for a lot of clients. You can lose a lot of clients that way. They see your website and walk away. You won't even get a chance to try and visit them otherwise. And then there's the other part where if you're not really good at the tech parts, you could spend 3, 4, 5 months putting together a website when you could have just hired it out and would have been over and done with. No matter how much you think you're going to spend on a website, time spent doing that is time spent not doing money-making tasks. So at the end of the day, it just makes more sense to hire it out.
So for somebody who is pretty new in this outsourcing to a website designer, what are the few things that one has to consider? I mean, there are so many options out there. So how do I know like you are the one for me, or do you have any criteria for the client that I only want to work with certain clients, I don't want to work with certain clients? So how do you define that perfect match with one another?
Well, I definitely think chemistry is important. You should talk to them and see if they're the kind of person that you want to work with. You need to check if your communication styles mesh, because you don't want to send them email after email, but they prefer phone calls. It makes a difference. But our biggest thing as far as our clients is we prefer to have clients who are already established, because our website's currency, and we don't want people to drop that kind of money only in 6 months to do it again because they change their niche or they change their products or stuff like that. So I'm sorry, I think I'm gonna sneeze.
So what you're saying is you want to work with clients who are already clear on their niche, because you don't want them to change their website after every 6 months, or it's a waste of money. So you prefer to work with clients who know exactly what they're going after, know their target market, know their marketing message, so that they can then effectively monetize their website, versus 3 months later, I want to be a money coach, 4 months later, I want to be a health coach, and then that may hinder the whole design process as well.
Right. Well, that's one thing, yes, because the clearer they are, the easier the process is. But also, we don't want our clients to be unhappy either that they now have a website that they can't do anything with because they've changed their minds. So it's just easier to work with people who are in a specific space already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's easier to work with clients who are clear in what they desire. But I mean, in my experience, sometimes, I think I probably drive my designer crazy as well. One thing I want this, one thing I want that. So it's like we have this idea in our head, but sometimes it's not, in reality, it's not doable.
Yeah, I mean, it's a common problem that people think something is easy because they see it done somewhere else, but the reality is it's not.
Yeah, I know it's like the code, especially the coding. It's like, I don't know much about the coding, but I just assume that it is done because someone else has it, so it must be done. So I think another form is also managing expectations of your clients, to know that this is good, or it's doable or not. So that communication channel has to be good. So like what you say, that relationship, that trust has to be there, because you have to be open enough to tell your clients and have the guts to tell them, like, hey, you can't do this. So, and then offer alternatives as well, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So you talked about you attract a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs. So talk to me about your faith. I mean, you have 3 kids, you have a husband, you have your sister and a brother-in-law, and everything mashed up together. So obviously, when times gets tough and, when shit hits the fan, how do you work through those fears and actually believe that God has got your back?
Well, I was raised Catholic, and I do still believe in God, and I do have a relationship with God. I don't make it to church as our position, but I really think today it's just about being a good person, about doing the things that you think are right, and that's what matters the most. That's really been my guiding system for as long as I can remember. But I definitely have always believed that God is there for me, and that as you said, something about a greater power. That's always been my belief system.
So how do you manage your time? Because sometimes people think that being a boss is like we have so much time, we can do whatever we want, but on the contrary, we need to be really disciplined. And with 3 children, I have 3 children too, but I have help, right? So with 3 children, how do you manage time, with work, with this, with that? Because I think the designing process is just not just one sit and you can have it done, right? And then you need the inspiration and stuff like this. So do you have a timetable? Do you have a schedule? How do you work your time out with you and your family?
Well, I'm lucky because my husband's a student, So he studies this from home. He doesn't have to leave for long periods of time. So he watches the kids a lot while I work, and that helps. We in theory have a schedule. Doesn't always work. Depends how the kids are being. But he's really good about keeping the children off of me when it's time for me to work. So that makes it easier for me to stop working when I need to stop working.
Okay. So what does your husband think about you and your business? Is he in full support?
Oh, he has to be. He has to be. Otherwise, he would have told me to get a job by now.
Yeah. So you shared with me as well when your husband got out of the military and then the income stopped, and this seems to be the challenge, right? Raising a family and then the income stops. So were there any? How did you deal with it? Like the fears. Obviously, there must be fears, right? So how do you deal with it? How do you communicate with your husband? How do you maintain that relationship and be sane and actually start a business?
Well, the biggest thing is I have a supportive family. Not just my husband, but my extended family has been really helpful. Whenever money starts running low, I can always go back to the but that's the biggest thing, I think, is a support system, whether it's friends, family, anybody else. People who tell you you're doing the right thing by following your dreams. That's important. You have to surround yourself with people who will tell you you just shouldn't get a job. You follow your dreams, do what you have to do in order to be happy, and it's okay for you to do that. And I don't think everybody has that. That's an advantage that I have. That's helped me really, stick to this and keep going in my business when times are hard.
Okay, that's a very good point. I think a lot of people, especially moms, they want to follow their dream, but how do you know that you have already found your dream? Is this what you've imagined your dream life to be?
Yes, I've loved computers for as long as I can remember. And designing websites is just something, I could work for 12 hours and not realize that I haven't eaten because I really like what I'm doing, and I never felt that way with any other job I've had. So that's how I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's right. I totally agree. It's like for me, I can work non-stop, but somehow, you have to stop because your family's looking at you. Like, hello, we're still here. Right? So, share with us what are the number one tip for moms, especially, because both of us are moms, and for those who are moms who wants to live the dream like us, but still sitting on the fence, what is your number one advice for them to actually do something and take one step towards their dream?
My number one tip is that it's possible. It is absolutely possible for you to have a family, to have the business of your dreams. You just have to set your priorities and stick by them. Like if your priority is that you want to be able to take your kids to school every morning, you work your schedule around that. Or if your priority is that you have to do exercise every day, you put your schedule around that. Which I have not been doing, by the way. But the biggest thing is it is possible as long as you believe in yourself. And as long as you keep going, even when it's hard.
Yep. The key is keep going even though it's hard. So tell us, Lily, what are your next exciting plans for you and your business? Where are you going to take your business to?
We are actually looking to expand. We want to be able to offer higher-end websites, so I'm upskilling my skills. But we're also looking to expand our team because my sister and I can only do much a day. If we want to sleep, we have to get some help. So that's our big plans coming in the next few months, is starting to expand our team.
Okay, so looks like you are wanting to expand and help other people fulfill their dreams as well.
Absolutely. I actually really want to hire moms because I know how hard it is to get a job. So.
Okay. So tell me, when stuff gets going tough, did you actually contemplate on going back to a job? Because that seems to be the easier way out, right?
That's definitely happened quite a few times. But luckily, like I said, I have a supportive husband who tells me that we can keep going as long as we keep going. But he just wants me to do what makes me happy, and that helps.
All right. So seems like your message is you need to get support. Don't do everything by yourself. If you have no family to support you, go get some support some way or another. Get your husband on board with you, whether he likes it or not, because you are going after your dreams like your head's on fire. So whether he likes it or not, he's just got to accept it. Yeah. And there is absolutely no way why a woman cannot live her dreams and have a family and have a business and have everything she desires if you are willing to put in time and effort to create that schedule that actually works for you. Am I right?
Exactly. And really, one thing I found is Facebook groups is a great way to get support from like fellow business owners and to connect with other business owners who are going on the same journey as you. Know exactly what you're going through.
Yeah. So that is actually part of the marketing pie. People think Facebook is dead, but I actually love Facebook. Like you, Lily, I mean, it's like I wouldn't have gotten so far without Facebook. So it's a love-hate relationship. But then again, it's also time management. What you put out, if you're just wanting to get, and then obviously you're not going to get the results that you desire, isn't it?
Right.
So it's also your own participation and your mindset. I think mindset is really important, like system structures, even the beautiful website. But if you're not fueling it with a positive mindset, with your own strength, it's not going to work for you.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So where can we find you, Lily? Tell us.
Well, our website, www.sitebytbiz.com.
Awesome. So if you desire a high-end WordPress functional website, do visit Lily at sitebiz.com and just check it out. No obligation. She's here to help you solve your problems. If she cannot, then I'm sure she'll sort out your problem for you. And remember, she used to be a VA before, so I'm pretty sure she's very tech savvy and can help you sort out your whatever needs that you have. And of course, like she says, if you are starting out and you're thinking whether or not you need a website, the answer is obviously yes. It just depends on what the level of investment is. It's just like you need a business coach, you need wealth consciousness, you need to invest in networking and so forth. So why do all that and then to funnel people in to let people find you like, oh my god, you don't have a very nice website? That's going to just spoil all your efforts. Am I right, Lily?
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. So don't spoil all your marketing efforts, because at the end, your website is your virtual home, and take good care of it. Well, thank you so much, Lily, for your time and your valuable motivational tips on how to stay true to yourself. I'm very sure our viewers have learned a lot from you, and you're such an inspiration. 3 kids, 3 months, the youngest one, and you're still going strong. All right, thank you so much, Lily.
Thank you.